friends, it's Kelly and welcome to my channel, and I am super excited to share with you my stenciling art for this week. And this is the open collaboration hosted by Sheree at Turquoise Dreaming and Susan at Susan Hiles Art. We are on week 2 of creative fun using our stencils. And this week I am super excited because it's using one of my very favorite elements in art, and that's gesso. Anytime I get to use gesso, I am always super excited. We also are able to use any paints or paste in our projects to create some tags and pockets. And this is the one that I've made. I'm up a little bit later than everyone else today because this is a very busy week. My son is completing his Eagle Scout project tomorrow, and it has been a year of hard work for him behind the scenes, and it is actually all coming together. We are so very proud of him. He's going to be creating a little library for the community, take a book, leave a book, and also repairing the fence at the American Legion for those who have served our men and women in the military and have served our country. He's going to be doing some repair work for a fence at their location. So we are very proud. He's going to be an amazing day tomorrow. And then of course we still have Buster, and he's doing much better today. He has a little bit of a road ahead. So it has been a wild couple of days. My friends, this is what I've created, and this is what I've started with. I literally got this in the mail, and immediately my mind went into action of creating. So this was a great trash to treasure. It was a piece of chipboard that came in with a piece of designer paper that I ordered, and I looked at it and I said, you know what? That would be awesome to create something with. And then I remembered I had some glassine bags that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. There was a big section of these, and I thought, I know exactly where I'm going to go with this, and I love how this turned out. Started out with some ribbon, just got some chiffon from Joann's previously, a bunch of papers from Echo Park from one of the recent paper pads that came in. I loved the softness of these colors, and just I looked at these and I just got this whole farmhouse feel. This just got this immediate almost like farm inspired, so that's where I went for this week. And the two stencils that I decided to use are a square one, which kind of resembled the gingham that was here. One of my very favorites. Love my gingham. And then this one, which was like a burlap, which is also very farm inspired. So this is what I've made. I am super excited. I took one of the bags, just started out with a bag like this, and added some designer paper to it, put the ribbon on the front as the focal point, and then another sheet of the designer paper, just tucked it right in there, and then I used a rounder corner punch, took the corners like this, just did a little bit of a punch, and then glued this on. And I wanted to leave this just like it is, because I will eventually go back and add more things once the whole album is together. I'll know more or less how to decorate it. If I do it now, it's kind of like putting the shoe on and then having the sock in your hand. So I needed it to be completed a little bit later. So for now, I love it just as it is. And then this is the chipboard. This started out just like this. I trimmed it down to size to fit inside the glassine bag, and then added some more of the paper to the front of it. And this is another sheet of the designer paper. Once it was on there, I took the corner rounder punch, just added that so that that would be a nice match. And then this piece here is actually from a die. I believe it's from Ellen Hudson. This is the smaller one. It's the one that's the double size. Say who's been painting today. And then I added that to the top, and I wanted to add a little bit of glitz and glimmer, so I added some gold. This is where the magic happens, my friends. I'm so in love with this. Here is my stencil art. So the opposite side, this will be where the journaling card goes. Tuck it like that. This is the art. This is the artwork. I did add a little bit of the top using this one and a yellow piece of cardstock so that it would be this beautiful addition to this. I wanted to leave the integrity of the chipboard, so I wanted some of that to peek out because on this side it's completely covered. So this side I wanted it to showcase a little bit, but have the stencils be the star. So I did exactly that. I used my gesso. I love using this stuff. I just put a little bit inside a lid. The bowl to this I think is long gone, so I always keep these lids just to keep them for things like this. Easy to wash out and reuse. And I used a scrapbook.com foam blending brush. This was one that they sent for free with an order. And I love using these because these come right off. You can just add a new one on. Whenever you use acrylic paint, you have to wash it really quickly or toss it out if that's what you want to do. So I used the white gesso first with the squares. And I just set it down like this, put that all on there. Once I had a base layer of that, I came back in with some graph paper and also a little piece of paper from a book that I had tore out some of the pages and did some coffee or tea dyeing, added that on there. And then I came back in again with the stencils. And I wanted to add a little pop of color. I wanted a tiny little bit of color on here. So I grabbed some acrylic paint, or so I thought. I didn't realize this one was metallic, but that's okay. Once you mix it with the gesso, it really takes that shine away. It kind of mutes it back down again. And I love this. It turned out to be like a robin's egg blue. Super beautiful. I love the color. This is what it looks like. So soft and so beautiful. So I've got some of the white squares from the gesso and the blue from the burlap, and just really love how this turned out. Just so beautiful. Has that like almost a mixed media grunge look kind of going on. Then I wanted a little pop of color, so I decided to experiment with these tempera paints again. This is the third time I've used these, and let me tell you, they're naughty. These misbehave. I tried as hard as I could. I cleaned out the nozzle, I ran it through the water, I shook it up like I was supposed to do, and these things have a mind of their own. This one came out however it wanted. I had to take it outside, and it still came out as a jet stream. It didn't give me that overall look that I was going for, so it just has this these little streams of the paint going across, but it kind of looks a little groovy. I love how it turned out in the end. I'm happy with it. So this will actually tuck down inside just like this. This goes all the way down so it's hidden. Love this. I always like to put little things like this on here to remind myself that there's something in here. But it gets better, my friends. I decided to just keep going, and I added on the back a little tuck spot. This is actually, you might remember from my Thrifty Thursday, one of the 1920s, 1930s, 40s, all the way up to the 1960s letters that I purchased with the really old postage stamps. I'm so in love with those envelopes. This is one of the ones that it came in, one of those little mail sorting slots, and I decided to create a tag by adding this to the back as a little tuck spot. And here is the other tag that I made to match this one. So here is the tag, and I decided to keep the theme going with kind of the same look, the same color palette. And I actually used one of the pre-made tags from Paper Studio. These I picked up at Hobby Lobby a while back. I used some of the white one here. They're pre-made, they're ready to go. I think these are just like $1.99 maybe for a whole pack of them. And I added a little piece of some book that I tore out, and the little sections that I tore off of here, I added onto here. This is a piece of designer paper that is mimicking a Singer or McCall's patterns. Love this one. And again, I just used the stencils, carried it over by adding on some of the squares, popped up some of that paint on top of the little designs here, and then carried over the same thing with the burlap and using the robin's egg blue. There's some more here, if you can see, up in this little corner, and I just loved it. So my friends, this is where the fun came in. This is the first time I've done this, I think, ever in my art creating. I really wanted like a splatter look, but this thing was just, it was really misbehaving. Would not give me the look that I was going for, and I couldn't get it to stop making this like stream. So what I did is I sprayed it up in the air. I was out in the middle of the yard. I had my arm extended as far as it would go. I sprayed this up in the air and I ran backwards. So I let it fall down onto the tag to give me this look. So I was out in the middle of the yard in the grass, spraying this up in the air and doing this, trying to catch some of the paint as it fell down. But it worked. It gave me exactly the look that I was going for. And then, since I had already die cut out some of these to use for my project, which is here, I went ahead and added it on to the tag as the top, and I just fold that under so it will fit in here on the back. So I am so excited with how this turned out. This was a lot of fun, and this is actually going to become part of a journal that I am putting together for someone. So this is a great start to how the journal came out. I did decide to, I had a small piece of paper. I think this is a piece of a grocery bag that I had. I die cut out, and I tried to add on a little bit more, but this one went completely rogue. I mean, nothing about this came out like it was supposed to. This started to buckle up from the Mod Podge or from the glue. The spray originally just went, you know, all over. There was nothing random or nice about the way that the pattern went on this one. It looked like it just... This one was a no-go for me, so I don't want to include it in here, but I also don't like to waste. I'm going to try and use this in some kind of creative way, you know, in the future. I'll figure out how to use this, maybe even tear this part off, use this as a focal point to a card. I'm going to use this somehow in some, you know, way, but for this project I decided it's going to hang out over there. But that's what I created this week, my friends. I just used some gesso. I used some gesso mixed with paint, some paint that was misbehaving. And then I just really had fun creating this whole thing. And I'm hoping that this will be the beginning of a beautiful album that I'm going to put together for a friend. I'm not really sure if this is her style. I'm going to have to go back and check her channel to see if she would like maybe this whole farmhouse inspired and just sort of keep on creating with this whole theme. And if not, I'll be always happy to put this together as an album and then just give it away. I'll just do like a little giveaway with this. This might even be sweet. Put a little tuck spot in here too. Just leave that one blank. Maybe a little journaling card. But I just love this. Again, I'm going to continue to build upon this once I know how the whole album is going to go. I even do like a little junk journaling there. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. This is turning out so beautiful. Next week is going to be really, really fun. Next week is stenciling with something that's not a stencil. So we're thinking really outside the box and creating some tags and pockets next week. And again, there are 5 weeks in April. So 5 weeks of stenciling fun. Oh my goodness, this was an absolute joy. I loved this week's stenciling. My friends, please check out that playlist. Follow the hashtag stencil with us. You'll see a lot of creative and beautiful projects that have been made and really creative ways to use your stencils. Lots of ideas on how to use them. This is what I made. One final look. Here's the front of the card. Flip it over for all of the journaling fun. And then, of course, the matching tag that's on the back. And I'm in love. I love how this turned out. And hopefully where I'm thinking that this is going to go, she will as well. That's it for this one, my friends. As always, I appreciate your comments on my channel because it helps me find yours as well. If you like my content, please consider a thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button with your notifications on. It'll let you know when I have another video up, including the following 3 that will follow this one. I can't thank you enough again for the prayers for Buster. Each day is going to get better and better and better. And then tomorrow we are super excited and very proud, Mom and Dad and siblings, for our son who is doing his milestone project tomorrow. Oh my goodness, so proud of him. That's it for this one, my friends. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.